afternoon, everyone. I'm Jenny Montgomery. Thank you so much for joining us today as we hear from the Augusta Symphony, the Laney Alumni Association, and a prostate cancer support group. You know, September is National Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, a time to raise awareness about prostate cancer and generate support for patients. At the Georgia Cancer Center, a $1.1 million grant will help with a research project linking prostate cancer to cardiovascular disease. It's from the Department of Defense. Hannah Latier has more.
One of the most common treatments for prostate cancer is androgen deprivation therapy, also known as hormone treatment, and it tends to cause men to age faster.
Those men tend to have sort of markers of aging come sooner than most other men would in that short span of time they're being repeatedly tested.
Age is a strong predictor of cardiovascular disease, and the risk is greater for black men than it is for white men.
The thought is that the aging process because of androgen deprivation therapy happens faster in African American men, and maybe that is the reason.
The main goals of the research are to focus on how and why hormonal treatment makes aging faster, and why there are racial differences in the amount of men who die from heart diseases as a result of prostate cancer.
It is probably not race at all. It's probably adverse social determinants of health which might be affecting African Americans more than white men, which might be the reason why we see these adverse events.
These social determinants include access to healthcare and quality education, social relationships, and the patient's financial situation and where they live.
Since we are located primarily in a place where a lot of our patients have those social determinants of health which lead to disease, it's worth studying, and prostate cancer sort of is a poster child of that.
The doctor you just saw in that story is with me here today, Dr. Avi Guha, along with Dr. Oliver Page, who you probably recognize as the Deputy Director of Augusta Transit. We've seen him many times in soundbite form on our newscasts. Dr. Page and Dr. Guha, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
You know, I think it's so important to spread the word about prostate cancer. And September is the appropriate time to do that. I love the research that you are doing. How is that going on now, several months in, since we've seen this story?
It's going really well. We have several men who I have gotten to talk to during the time period of the research. A lot of them through various organizations, including Dr. Page's organization, who have contacted and tried to actively enroll into the research project. So things are going pretty well.
Oh, that's really good. That's great. And it was important to you to help get the word out about this support group. You and I talked several months ago, and you had said to me that you really would like to publicize the support group for men. As a prostate cancer patient, what has it meant for you to be a part of this?
To hear from other men who've had similar treatment to mine and the outcomes, because of the HIPAA laws, when you are diagnosed, they can't share names of past patients. So the support group is a place that you can go and speak to different men who've had different treatments. And our support group, the Zero Us 2 Prostate Cancer Support Group, Augusta chapter, the men are very frank and open about their treatment. So it's a place to go and learn and also to listen. One of the benefits of going to the support group is that the men can bring their wives, their caregivers, their partners, because it's often the partners that get men to have their PSA test done. Often the partners who may notice a change in behavior in their significant other, that they start asking questions, and then that guy goes to the doctor and that starts their prostate cancer journey.
Okay. And we know that men are not as talkative as women. Women are big sharers. Do you find that it's just easier for men to open up with other men?
Yes, also because prostate cancer also impacts male reproductive and male sexual performance.
Yeah.
There's also a stigma about speaking about that. possibly to your partner, to your significant other. But in the support group now, there are other guys who are facing similar challenges that you are facing, and so you can learn from them. It's a safe place to talk about what you are going through, and so that's one benefit that I found going to the support group. I would not have had the treatment for my prostate cancer that I had if I didn't go to the support group.
Well, I like that aspect of it because it's helping you make decisions by talking with other men.
Yes.
Before you have surgery.
Yes,
or whatever.
We especially want men who are recently diagnosed and are contemplating the different treatments, because I can say that not all the prostate cancer treatments are offered here in Augusta, but most are offered in the state of Georgia. And unless you do your research, unless you meet other guys who've had different treatments, sometimes you may not make the right decision or have the right treatment that is best for you at your point in time. So coming to the support group, you can speak to men who've had different treatments and have different outcomes, because there are significant outcomes, quality of life outcomes from different types of treatment for prostate cancer.
Very good, very good. What can you tell us about the support group from your perspective as a doctor? I guess it's great because you don't have all the time in the world with each patient. Is that part of what is good about a support group?
Absolutely. In fact, so I'm a cardio-oncologist. I see cancer patients who have heart disease or at risk of heart disease. So I get like this unique perspective because my research is focused on prostate cancer, but I get to sort of see a different aspect of prostate cancer. Having said that, I attended one of the support groups and we were scheduled to speak for 1 hour. I think we spoke for 2.5 hours.
Yes.
Really? Wow.
It was so interesting because to talk about the heart to patients with prostate cancer is probably novel and new to them for the first time. So I love the support group. Oliver gave us these cards, and we keep these cards and hand it out as a when I see prostate cancer patients.
So you're part of a national group called Zero Prostate Cancer?
Zero Cancer. Zero Cancer.
Oh, Zero Cancer.
Zero Cancer, and the website is zerocancer.org. And one thing that's unique about Augusta, there isn't a similar support group within 100 miles of Augusta.
Really?
Yes. So we're not simply Richmond County. If you can join us, we're asking men to join us every third Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock at the Outpatient Services Center at the Georgia Cancer Center.
That's right, and that's down on Laney Walker in downtown Augusta in the medical district. And it's free for people.
Yes.
And it's for patients and their support system.
Yes, it's very important. One thing I've learned from attending some of the workshops that are offered by Zero Cancer, the support system is very important. And many men have made prostate cancer decisions, either going forward for treatment or hoping that their disease will go away without the support of their network. You don't have to do this journey by yourself.
That's a very important phrase to leave this on. Dr. Page and Dr. Guha, I appreciate you all so much being here, and thank you for talking so candidly about what you have experienced. And for more information, you can go to our website, WJBF.com. We'll have a link to Zero Cancer and information about the support group. The Zero Prostate Cancer Us Too support group in Augusta meets every third Tuesday at 6 p.m. Meetings are at the Outpatient Services Building at Georgia Cancer Center. That's located at 1411 Laney Walker Boulevard. For more information, you can call 706-305-4810. And remember, early detection saves lives. Pay attention to screening guidelines. For most men, your PSA testing should start at age 55.